Okay, Kevin. Here's everyone's. This is. I was kind of like, I remember we were reacting to Fantastic Four, the like first steps, and we were kind of like, you know what, this actually looks pretty good. Obviously there's some things we're skeptical about, but we're generally looking forward to it. And we're not haters. We're not constantly, um, we're not shitting on Marvel just to shit on Marvel. We're complaining and upset because we want Marvel to be good. We want good Marvel movies, just like we want good comic books, we want good video games. And the fact that, from my understanding, is Marvel was trying to get away from politics and things that aren't really geared towards the Marvel universe. It seems like we're just taking one giant step back. And from my understanding, what do you think?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have problems.
I think this is something that was probably written during the heyday of the whole gender, like the whole political like ideology, sort of like post Endgame bullshit. Like this is something that's probably like been written in like later in that time. And so like now that Marvel is looking to sort of step away from it, this is something that probably leaked through, and we're now subject to the bullshit.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, definitely. I agree, Kevin. From my understanding, from everyone I talked to, there all this stuff is years in the making, and I think this year is a year of just the slop. This is what's left. We're gonna see some movies that we kind of like or we really enjoy, and there's gonna be a lot of movies we don't enjoy. Unfortunately, it seems like hopefully this is the last year of slop. We know that with the Avengers movies, what it was like the Kang Dynasty was the original one, and then now they changed it to Doomsday because the whole situation with what's his nuts, the actor who did Kang, and we know with the Kang Dynasty changing now to Doomsday, they've really had to pivot, especially bringing Robert Downey Jr. back in. We saw from like that 8 or 9 hour chair stream basically where they're just announcing all these characters that are coming back, and it's insane. It's probably like 30 characters merged into this one movie, and I'm hoping all these characters are between the two movies because it's Doomsday and the Secret Wars. I'm hoping that's across two movies and it's not like just a cameo fest, but like it just seems like they're just trying to get people pulled back in. And this right here, Marvel's first family, like we were both looking forward to this, and we'll just go through in this article what she actually said, just so the audience knows.
A few moments later.
So from right here, uh, Kirby spoke with Entertainment Weekly, saying, "If you played an exact '60s suit today, everyone would think she was a bit of a doormat. So figuring out how to capture the essence of what she represents to each generation, where the gender politics were different, and embody that today was one of the greatest joys of this. The fact that they have to kind of the modernity and modernize all this crap, like that isn't what makes these comic books great. This movie is kind of a what is it, like a timepiece or whatever, where I think it's in the 60s or 70s when this movie takes place, the retrofuturism. I think it was okay to kind of play it the way the comic books are. We had the Human Torch, Johnny Storm, as the playboy. I'm not saying he was a man whore, but like he liked the girls. He that was him. Ben Grimm, he was the you know what was the best term, like a security guard in a way. um Sue was the loving mother, the caretaker, and then obviously there is Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. He is the scientist. He like Red Turner stretches himself thin to try to get all this stuff done, and that's okay. I just feel like we're trying to modernize things for no good reason, trying to reach this modern audience that it doesn't represent the fans.
That in the sort of Chris Evans Human Torch Fantastic Four, like they played him exactly how he was in the comic books, And I feel like they're like that Sue Storm. I forgot the actress's name. Like the way that she played Sue Storm, like wasn't wasn't that bad in my opinion. Like I think it was more something to the lines of like almost like a your older sister type character, which is kind of like what she is to Johnny at least. But like Johnny was like the playboy, like womanizer that he is. That's just his character. And I'm pretty sure I saw something like a little bit like not too long ago about how like the actor who's playing Johnny Storm this movie is like going to tone it down a little bit.
Well, yeah, he's supposed to be more sensitive. Like, I'm not saying like to make him gay in the movie and have him say "flame on" would be the most funniest thing I think I'd ever seen in movie history. I don't think it'll make him gay, but he's definitely gonna be more like in tune with his emotions, and we're not gonna get that. Again, he's not a playboy, but like he's a guy who likes women, and that's okay.
My man.
No, they're gonna neuter him.
I don't see this movie. I think it's gonna do good. I think a lot of people will be excited since we're getting a Fantastic Four that's underneath the Marvel Studio label. It's going to be connected with the Avengers. It's going to be one of those homework movies in order to enjoy the Avengers kind of situation. I don't think it's going to do $1 billion just because of we're getting into that Snow White territory where the actor or actress is kind of like shitting on their own like the lore or the movie itself. Not as bad as Rachel Zegler in Snow White, but like I think the fans, like the actual hardcore like comic book fans, even the MCU fans, may not be totally into this movie. We'll probably get a lot of like casuals enjoying the movie. I don't think it's $1 billion movie, but like I think it will be still successful.
I I'm gonna go ahead and say that I am tired of ensemble movies. Like they're good when they're like done correctly. But if you're just going to sit here and say, "Hey, we're starting a new phase, and the first thing we're going to do is have a huge ensemble movie with a whole bunch of characters that I do not fucking know because I did not keep up during the last phase, and I have to watch like 500 hours worth of content, quote unquote content, to understand what's going on in this ensemble movie." You lost me.
Well, literally, this is what I said before. It's homework in order to enjoy these movies nowadays. I think we've lost that idea, that plot of just having it based on one character. We just need, obviously, Fantastic Four. You need the entire family in order to do that. That's different. But we did it with Iron Man. We did it with Thor, Captain America. We did these individual, even Ant-Man for crying out loud got his own movie, but we had these focused one character, really good plots, and these movies can be watched and enjoyed separately. You don't need to do homework to enjoy them. I feel like we're in that we're in that slot phase of they need to jam all these characters in it. They need another Guardians of the Galaxy moment. Don't get me wrong, I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. They're fantastic. But I feel like they're like, okay, that worked. Now we need more comedy. We need all these characters in it. We need like 1 million cameos, and we need everyone to have screen time. And I just feel like, and the budgets are getting insane. That's like a huge thing. Is like people don't realize. Sure, they say they spent $180 million on a movie. That's not including reshoots. That's not including marketing, imprints. It's not including distribution, and they're not all the money they make at the theaters, that's not totally going back to them. That's going to the theaters. And if it's outside internationally, say in China, for instance,
don't trust China. China is asshole.
they get back, I think, like a quarter of what they earn at in China coming back. So like they're getting a fraction of the money. So I don't even know what the budget for this movie is, but I can guarantee you it's probably $200,000 to $250,000 between the CGI, the volume, and just the actors alone. Because I guarantee you, Pedro Pascal is big money, especially he's in fucking everything now because he's white passing.
They're not going to make their money. Well, I mean, they are going to break even probably. The thing is, like, when there's like bad press, like what for not like what these actresses are doing, especially like the Snow White actress, like that brings in just an already negative connotation to like what your project is doing, and it's going to start souring the sort of pool of people who want to like were somewhat interested but not like fully sold on seeing the movie. It's going to affect those people the most because you have those diehard fans. It's like, oh, I absolutely love the Fantastic Four, and like they don't give a shit what actresses or actors are saying. They're just going to see the movie regardless. But like it's like those that middle crowd of people who kind of care about maybe seeing a certain actor or actress in particular, like they're a fan of Pedro Pascal or they're a fan of Vanessa Kirby. I don't understand who the other two people are. I don't know their names. I just know those two. But like then they like start caring about like what they're saying, and they start caring about like what ideology is. It's probably going to affect those people more.
But yeah, like you said, I think this movie will break even, but I don't think it's gonna be $1 billion movie. I think a lot of people are just tired of homework. They're tired of modernity. They just want, it's the same thing with video games. We just want a fun thing to play, fun thing to watch. We want to forget about modern day bull crap. We want to look away from our phones. We don't want to deal with politics. We just want to enjoy something. And in the end, I'm gonna have to wait and see, especially with like creators on YouTube say, like our Nerdrotics, Geeks and Gamers, Critical Drinker, stuff like that. See what they say, and if they say it's good, I trust them more than any critic out there. And if we, because obviously we're not making a dime off these videos. So if we're gonna spend our money, hopefully we get paid for it. But I'm more than willing to say, me and you, we go to the movies, we check it out, we do a review, and hopefully it's good. I want these to be good. Again, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not hating just to hate. I want them to do better. I want them to be good. But right now I'm freaking aiming low for this one.
It's the tough love situation.
Hey guys, made it to the end. If you enjoyed, hit the like and subscribe button. Comment down below. We want to hear your thoughts, and we'll catch you on the next one.